So I finished cleaning up 1313 and she's all ready to go. I just want to take a moment to showcase the beautiful details. I spent so much time and effort in this mock. So the front door opens up, nice sliding doors. Take a peek inside. I removed everything that's like minifigures so they can place their own. And the lower section is where the sewer, like the sewer entrance begins. Looks great as always. And of course you guys will be able to see this at Portland Bricks and Minifigs, like in real life. So you can see all the nitty gritty details. So this is the sewer itself. It's been many years like working on this and figuring out different designs. I made sure not to make every single surface area of the wall completely messy, but I left enough detail to where there's just like so much going on you can spend all day looking at it. And I always love like perspective, and this section of the mock always looked really nice because it had parallax, which means the front of the mock moves at a different rate as a back of the mock because it's that large. And so when you go up to the upper section of 1313, there's little catwalks going in between the levels. And then up here where, you know, shady people do shady things. But on the opposite side, this is where like the trash compactor slash water filtration system is. But the trash compactor does work. Comes out a little bit, but I don't want to break it. But there's a little bit of details in the trash compactor, like Disney being trash. Just for jokes. There's some good stuff. When you go around here, this is where the jail cells are. There's a little toilet with some poop in it. And up here, here's a Mandalorian unfortunately being chained up and drowned, unfortunately. This section of the mock shows off, well, technically 4, because this one's considered the entrance, like the surface to sewer entrance. But there's a little table down here, and it goes back pretty far. I always meant to install lights, but I never actually installed lights. I think there's one lonely light down the center. Yep, just that one poor little guy down there. But it gives a nice blue ambient hue to the overall scene. And this switch up here turns on the lights to the upper section of 1313. Well, the lower upper section of 1313. I definitely have to cover this up, or Jay will do that, because I definitely don't want people to just turn on and off, turn on and off, because eventually, after doing that so many times, they'll just break. And it's really annoying because I didn't make these to have removable LEDs. So it's once it's off forever. And the other LEDs are right here. Little dance party in here now. But that turns on those lights down there. But back to the sewer section. This entrance I've always enjoyed because it's like a cross section. And up here there's like a manhole. Well, I guess this is the manhole, but then this is another manhole in the manhole. But then there's like a little ledge to access this little panel right here. And I put like the xenomorph in here. I put some smugglers. It's just a really cool spot just to add a little cool piece of detail when it could have been just a blank spot. Just regular brick like that, just turn it into some pretty cool spot. We're looking straight downwards. It's really weird seeing 1313 like this. I know I'm gonna just take it to another place. And this is honestly probably like the proudest moment of my life because as an artist, it's like you always try to like prove yourself, you know, go to art shows, contribute in the art community. And I think this is probably like one of the best ways to do that. It's like make something so undeniably beautiful that the world has to see it. Like this wasn't made just to be thrown away. This was made to be displayed and kept. This is probably the closest to keeping it like in a museum that I could imagine. And definitely when it's over there, hopefully over time, maybe people add on to it. Like the lower section down here and the back section is completely accessible. Go crazy, add a bunch of stuff like the new Hishima stuff and those conventions. I thought that's really amazing how they're like 15, 20 feet tall now. I guess this is the best I can do. And I can't wait to present this to the entire world at Portland Bricks Minifigs as one of their temporary displays. We haven't discussed when we get it back because it's been so long just to get it there in the first place. Hopefully, I just like to keep it there, not indefinitely, but just for years to come. And it's one of those things I like put so much pressure on myself. Like, oh, I need to get it out there. And then when time comes, it came and went, and then months would go by and then procrastinate. Then 6 months later, yeah, let's do it for May the 4th. So that's a great idea. And it sucks when I'm like working on this. I'm thinking about 1313 all the time, and then I'm working on fixing up the feed, then Auto Gunga. So it's like three huge mocks that are constantly going in my head. Like, oh, I need to work on this section, I need to finish up that, and checking this off. Literally, my checklist is such a stress relief. You have no idea. Go over to the whiteboard. Literally, the top thing says Jay's availability is when the project manager of Bricks and Minifigs Portland is available to talk to about 1313. So I guess with you guys right now, I'll erase that, and now I can finally get that mental stress off my brain. Of course, my dad and I still have to make the crate, but at least it's all cleaned up for it to be transferred. So without further ado, I'm going to erase 1313. I'm going to erase 1313 off this whiteboard. Sweet. And now I got the MTT, the UTAT, and the ATOT left. And that's like my bucket list thing. Not bucket list, but like New Year's resolution things. And that's, month 5 into it. So I just need to finish up those already designs. Just recapture what I thought was amazing about them.
She'd take the world off my shoulders if it was ever hard to move. She'd turn the rain to a rainbow when I was living in the blue. Why then, if she's so perfect, do I still wish that it was you? Perfect don't mean that it's working, so what can I do when you're out of sight in my mind? 'Cause sometimes I look in her eyes, and that's where I find the glimpse of us. And I try to fall for her touch, but I'm thinking of the way it was. Said I'm fine, said I moved on. I'm only here passing time in her arms, hoping to find a glimpse of us. Tell me you saved her to glory. Does he laugh the way I did? Is this a part of your story, one that I had never lived? Maybe one day you'll feel lonely, and in his eyes you'll get a glimpse. Maybe you'll start slipping slowly and find me again when you're out of sight in my mind. 'Cause sometimes as I look in her eyes, and that's where I find the glimpse of us. And I try to fall for her touch, but I'm thinking of the way it was. Said I'm fine, and said I moved on. I'm only here passing time in her arms, hoping to find a glimpse of us. 'Cause sometimes as I look in her eyes, And I tried to fall for her touch, but I'm thinking of the way it was. Said I'm fine, and said I moved on. I'm only here passing time in her arms, hoping to find a glimpse